This is not a Tearless Tuesday. Hey guys, I saw Kumex do a video on this and I'm like, I should do this. So we're going to be playing the Bachelorette simulator with Lumine as the lucky lady, and for our contestants we have Albedo, Alhaitham, Ito, Baiju Sino Diluc, Kazuha Kaya Ayado, Kave Heizo Tartaglia, Toma Tignari Benti, Skarmu Xiao Zhongli, Dongheng Jeopard Welt, Jinquang Luca and Luca, Blade, Dainsleeve, Pantalone, Capitano, Piero Dottore, Tai, and Yosef. Even combining all the men together, I could not get enough. The Bachelorette has begun. Okay, so Venti tells me he would not be here if I wasn't the Bachelorette. Alhaitham tells me all of his nicknames. Shao arrives wearing a casual but nice outfit with jeans. Don Hang tells Lee he has read 50 Shades of Grey. Ito arrives wearing a tuxedo and scarf. Lee does not hate it. Usaf arrives in a prince costume and introduces himself to Lee. Kave arrives with a red balloon for Lee and then pops it. Lucha asks Lee to do a smell check on his armpits. Ugh. Piero speaks but is incredibly awkward. Lee tries to help, but his awkwardness rubs off on her and the whole situation is super weird. Jinquan arrives and meets Lee in a pretty normal real-life way. Walt tells Lee he would love for her to meet his family. Whoa, going too fast. Luca tells Lee he loves her eyes. Heizo tells Lee a cheesy knock-knock joke that goes over quite well. Jeopard arrives laughing so hard that he has trouble getting his words out. Yes, he got the rose! Kaya tells Lee he is a southern charmer looking for love. Toma arrives with a fake pregnant belly. Lee doesn't seem thrilled but is mildly into it. Blade tells Lee that she looks even more beautiful than on TV. Zhongli walks out of the limo with his puppy and meets Lee. Dottore creates a personal handshake with Lee after meeting her. Tignari arrives wearing a stylish tuxedo and Lee is speechless. Diluc tells Lee he is going to bring her home to meet his family. Diluc, we're moving too soon. And plus, you don't have a family. Sino tells Lee he wants to be Mr. Lee. Okay, the rose ceremony. Here's a list of the contestants that didn't receive a rose. Oh. So we got rid of Ayato, Pantalone, Tai, Tartaglia, Baiju, Scaramouche, Kazuha, Albedo, Capitano, and Dainsleif. That is a lot to the slaughter. Remaining contestants. Here's a summary of the remaining contestants. Okay, back to week 1. We get a group date with Toma, Kaya, Jeopard, Dongheng, Venti, Luca, Kave, and Dottore. Kave and Jeopard corner Dongheng and ask why he's mean to everyone in the house. Tom asks Lee who her top 3 favorite contestants are. She does not give a direct answer. Dottore is annoyed that he isn't getting any alone time with Lee, and for some reason he has the rose. Venti and Luca confront Kave about the fact that he keeps pulling Lee away during their time alone with her. Date. Lucha snuggles with Lee and gets cozy after dinner together. Ito tells Lee about his past relationships. The Bachelorette does the same. The serious conversation brings them closer. Piero is invited to go on a one-on-one date. Piero and Lee take a cooking class. They drink a bottle of wine while they get their freshly created meal. Yosef and Blade and Diluc and Sino are not going home. Here's a summary of the remaining contestants. So we have Xiao, Toma, Jing, Welt, Jeopard, Dan, Zhongli, Alhaitham, Venti, Tignari, Lucha, Luca, Hazo, Kave, Kaya, Pierre, Dottore, Ito. Well, we got rid of all the 3D men. So take that with that what you will. Okay, another group date. Dongheng, Toma, Kave, Zhongli, Ito, Alhaitham, Jeopard, and Welt are invited on a group date. Welt makes a good impression on Lee, even though he doesn't win the challenge. Ito tells Alhaitham he's worried that he's wasting his time on the show. And Ito, for some reason, gets the rose. Dongheng grabs Lee and pulls her aside for a long kiss on the lips. Ah. Lee spends the majority of the day with Jeopard, and the other guys get annoyed. Tom asks Lee who her top 3 favorite contestants are. She doesn't give a direct answer. Again. Kave pulls Lee aside to tell her how beautiful she is. Oh, that's wholesome. Lee is struck by the good looks and caring qualities of Zhong Li during the group date. Rose ceremony. We're saying goodbye to Luca, Hazo, Piero, and Venti. Here's a summary of the remaining contestants. Xiao, Jing, Jeopard, Dan, Zhongli, Alhaitham, Lucha, Tignari, Toma, Welt, Kave, Kaya, Dottore, and Ito. Okay, group date. Tignari, Kave, Lucha, Alhaitham, Toma, Dongheng, and Xiao are invited to go on a group date. Tignari gets emotional when talking to Kave about other guys, and Lee not giving him any attention. Kaya and Player 2 sit next to Lee during a private concert. What? And Lucha gets a rose. Lee appears to be giving Alhaitham a lot of attention during the group date. Toma and Dongheng corner shot ask why he's mean to everyone in the house. 2-on-1 date. Zhongli and Jingwang are invited to go on a 2-on-1 date. Zhongli, Jingwang, and Lee do an escape room where Player 2 takes charge. Rose ceremony. No, not Jeopard. And Ito and Zhongli. Oh, and I guess you. Remaining contestants. We have Xiao, Dan, Alhaitham, Jing, Lucha, Tignari, Toma, Kave, Kaya, and Dottore. Toma, Alhaitham, Lucha, Tignari, Kaya, Jingwang, Dottore, and Xiao. On a group date. Toma and Lee cuddle under a blanket. Oh, Toma got the red rose. Alhaitham is frustrated that he is not getting much time with Lee. Lucha makes a good impression on Lee even though he doesn't win the challenge. Tignari reads Lee a poem about love. Kaya and Jingwang win the group challenge and each earn some extra time with Lee. Dottore throws a piece of salami at Xiao. 2-on-1 date. Dongheng and Kave are invited to go on a 2-on-1 date. Okay, Dongheng makes fun of Kave during the alone time with Lee. What? And Dan gets the rose? I thought you were better than that, Don. But you are hot, so. Here's a list of contestants that didn't receive a rose. Oh, poor Kave. Okay. I'm not gonna say all the names because it's gotten small enough that you could probably read all of that. Group date. Toma, Lucha, Xiao, Kaya, and Dottore are invited on a group date. Toma plays with Lee's hair in front of all the guys. Dirty looks can be seen everywhere. Lucha grabs Lee and pulls her aside for a long kiss on the lips. Lee spends the majority of the date with Xiao and the other guys get annoyed. Kai makes all the guys laugh and eases the tension in the group. Lee appears to be giving Dottore a lot of attention during the group date. 2-on-1 date with Tignari and Dong Hang. Okay, who's gonna leave? Tignari reads Lee a poem about love in front of Dong Hang, and Dong Hang gets the rose again. There's a list of the contestants that didn't receive a rose, so I'll hate them, Jing and Tignari. We only have six left. Okay, Dong Hang is throwing some shade here. Xiao, Dottore, Kaya, and Toma are invited on a group date. Xiao tells Lee that a lot of the guys have a problem with Dottore. Geez, I wonder why. Kaya tells Toma that all the guys think he is rude and disrespectful. Lucha is invited to go on a one-on-one date. Lucha talks about his ex-girlfriend a lot. Lee listens to him, but ultimately decides that he is not ready for this process, and she does not give him the rose. Dong Hang talks about his ex-girlfriend a lot. Lee listens to him, but ultimately decides that she is not ready for this process and does not give him a rose. Rose ceremony. Here's a list of the contestants that didn't receive a rose. So I have Dottore, Xiao, Kaya, and Toma. Xiao's family welcomes Lee with open arms and have a blast during dinner. After dinner, there are some great individual conversations with Lee, and the whole group has a fun time playing cards. Lee fits right in with Toma's family. She tells everyone she can imagine life together as a bigger family unit. The night ends with a passionate kiss. Kaya's family gets to know Lee by asking her lots of questions. They are a bit thrown off with how hesitant and nervous she seems. Her excitement for Kaya does not appear to match his. Dottore plays basketball with Lee and his family. They have a nice visit other than a quick dirty look when Lee calls Dottore her boyfriend. The family member points out that there are 3 other boyfriends. 1-to-1 dates. Toma reads Lee a note wrote before they even met. He'd watched her on TV and knew she was perfect for him. Kaya and Lee have a great light-hearted date, something Lee is really grateful for. Dottore has a list of concerns that he brings to Lee's attention. Lee reassures him they're in a good place. And Xiao got eliminated. There's more and more of a chance I'll end up with Dottore. Toma and Lee gorge on fast food and thumb wars before Lee reads the note from Chris Harrison. Toma gradually opens up to the idea of using the fantasy suite for bonding time. Kai asks Lee directly if she loves him. Lee is annoyed by the question, but at the same time reassures him without saying the L word. Dottore declines Lee's invitation to the suite and decides to go home. I think Toma's gonna win. Or maybe Kaya. Who won? Kaya tells Lee he is unequivocally in love with her. Lee is smitten but also nervous. Kaya ends his talk asking for her hand in marriage. She says yes. Toma dressed for his potential engagement proposal. He pours his heart out in a well-thought-out letter which seemingly was going to end in a proposal. However, Lee finally stops him when he said the words, "Will you?" Toma looks rejected. Ultimately, Lee is in love with someone else and she apologizes to him. Here's the summary of the remaining contestants. And wow. Wow. I'm living the life of many ladies of Genshin Impact would dream. Honorable mention to Toma, I guess Dottore. Goes on and on. That was a fun time. Even though it was so chaotic. This is better than any season of The Bachelorette that I've ever watched. Thank you for watching, Airline, and goodbye.